Welcome to Bosco's Off-Road. By the way, my name's Dave.
I'm Amy.
And this is our first episode of Trail Yap on our Bosco's Off-Road page. We're going to be doing this the first Saturday of every month, hopefully. Basically what this is to get your input, your questions, your answers. Comment below. What got you into riding in the first place? That's something we would like to know below. Did you rent or buy? What did you decide to do when you first got into it? Where did you go? Did you go to a campground? Did you rent a cabin? Was it difficult to find places to eat, get gas? What trails did you go to for the first time? Those are the things that we're going to talk about today. So comment below with your answers. So here we go. Basically, what got us into riding? That was mainly you.
Well, it was my friend Sandy, actually. We were planning a trip to West Virginia to go hiking, the two of us. And Sandy said, "You got to go ride the trails at Hatfield McCoy." And I said, "What are you talking about?" So she started telling me about it and how there's trails all over the place and people everywhere on side-by-sides. And so I started researching it. And that was, 3 weeks before our trip?
Yeah, that was the beginning of May, maybe?
So.
Yeah, something like that.
And our trip was for the end of May.
It was for Memorial Day week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because when we try to go away for Memorial Day, we try to go the week before. That way I could cheat a little bit, get an extra day off at work. The way we take advantage of that. I didn't know anything about it at all. I did have a four-wheeler in the past. I raced four-wheelers, but it was two-wheel drive. It was a Yamaha Blaster for all of you that kind of are into that kind of stuff. Never really did trails, never did anything off-road, was mountain bike riding for me. So yeah, we did some research, looked really, really neat. But there was a lot out there that you had to look up. These things just don't fall into your into place. Trying to figure out where to go, where to stay, what's around there, like just everything in general was just mind blowing because you had to do so much research. So that was it. I mean, we started looking, got really, really interested. So that brings us to our second point in this video.
Rent versus buying.
Rent versus buying. So
we had reservations to rent.
Yes. And how many days was that? That was for a week, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's expensive to rent. So let us know. Comment below. It was your first time renting or buying? Because we kind of did both, but we didn't follow through with the first one. We did rent. It was for 5 days, and it was $500 a day. So that includes like your insurance and everything else. But still, when you put that over a 5-day period, it's a lot of money. And we usually take 3 vacations a year. So yeah, that's expensive. So we started doing the math. I don't know if we were really
started shopping.
I don't know if we were doing the math or we were doing the math to figure out what was better or doing the math to make it so we would
buy. Justify your decision.
Right. So, if you do the math and it's $2,500 for the week, you times that by 3. I'm not a mathematician, but that's $7,500. So we started looking to see what's out there, what's available, because there's just so much to look at. So bottom line is we ended up buying. Now, keep in mind, we we do have a trailer to haul the side-by-side on, but we also have a bumper pull travel trailer that is not a toy hauler at the time. So now it's, where do we put this thing when we go? So then brings us to, we had to take 2 vehicles. So I drove our pickup, pulling our travel trailer.
And I borrowed my dad's truck and pulled the car trailer with the side-by-side on it.
So, yeah, there's that. So 2 times the fuel, and you kind of start to realize how much you don't like riding by yourself. But yeah, so we chose to buy, which brings us to our third point, is what kind of side-by-side do you get?
Or four-wheeler.
Or your 4-wheeler, Jeep, whatever you do off-road, what did you choose as your first vehicle? We chose a side-by-side. So we started looking around, and side-by-sides are expensive. Doesn't really matter, because it doesn't matter what you pay for the side-by-side, you're going to get stuff to add on to it. I mean, that's just the way it is. Some people want bigger wheels, bigger tires, windshield, bags, whatever. Winch, a roof. So we looked around and we bought a CF Moto 950 Sport. So as most of you know that watch our videos, that's what we ride in. Because it was kind of 2 things. We've never done this before, so we didn't want to put all of the eggs in one basket. So we figured if we bought something that was a little bit cheaper, if we didn't like it, it was easier to get out of it than it would be if we spend $30,000 or $40,000. So that's what we chose to do, and I'm happy with the choice, honestly. So we're not going to dig into this too much. This is a different video, but we're going to be coming up on 2 years of having the side-by-side in May. So we're going to let you know in the May Trail Yap, which will be the first Saturday in May, what we think about it after 2 years. Because we've had some things, and we've had a lot of good things. So it's back and forth. So yeah, what kind of vehicle did you get? So then leads us to our fourth point. Where did you stay when you went on the trails for the first time? Did you get a cabin? Did you get a hotel? Were you at a campground? Because I'm gonna tell you, we went to a campground in Del Barton, West Virginia called Backwoods Campground. Now, prior to any of this at all, we have owned several travel trailers. We're campers. We like to go away to campgrounds, do whatever. We roll up in this place, and I thought,
Parking lot.
yes, this is the wrong place. We are not where we're supposed to be. They had cabins on the back row. They had their office up front, and it was just a row with bushes all the way around. And I thought, this is crazy. We just, how do you do this? Well, here's the thing. If you're going riding, you're going to go riding. You're not there to, now I wish everyone would have a dog park. I think that's something, a fenced in area would be great. Those of you that have dogs, what do? We have a dog. He likes to sleep most of the day, so we're good.
Yeah, but he's got a lot of energy too.
You're probably hearing him barking down there now. But it's, other than that, there's no camp, there's no playground, there's no amenities at this place, which is something that we're used to seeing all the time. But I started to realize when you're riding, you're riding. When you come back, the last thing you want is a swimming pool or something. You just want to hang out, relax, because it's hard work riding. I mean, you're bouncing around. The trails are not blacktop, so it's different.
But they had everything we needed.
Yeah, everything. Full hookups, everything. They had a little store.
They would let you wash off your vehicles, which some of the other campgrounds don't let you do.
Yeah, a lot of them don't. This place didn't charge you to rinse off your vehicles. They had a spot to do that. But yeah, other than the dog park thing, I started realizing there's nothing else you need. I mean, you're riding from the time you get up to the time you get back, and it's usually dark, and you just want to kind of hang out and hang out with the dog. So that brings us to location. So wherever you stayed, what was the convenience for food and fuel? Those are the two major things. Now, we have a travel trailer, so we have our own refrigerator, we have our own freezer, so we can pack a lot of this stuff. Those of you that get cabins and stay in a hotel, you're probably living out of a cooler or something of that nature, or you're fast fooding it. So was it convenient? I thought we were in a perfect spot.
Mm-hmm. It was, less than a quarter mile probably to the trail.
Yes.
And right around the corner from Sherry Bo's restaurant.
Yes. Which is another thing. When you go to places like West Virginia, you're not going to these candlelit places to have dinner. These are places that the side-by-side, four-wheel, off-road community is supporting a lot of these small towns in the summer. And if you get a chance to go to these small restaurants or these small diners or whatever you want to call them, do it. Because these are some of the nicest people, some of the best food I ever had in a place that had a square table with a tablecloth thrown over it and folding chairs. And that's what you sat in. And it was some of the best food I ever had. Hands down. And the place was busy. People were in and out of there picking stuff up. They were fresh baked cakes and stuff like that. So don't ever just say, hey, I'm going to head to McDonald's or something. Find one of these places in a quarter because you will not be disappointed. Gas. That was convenient too, because now at Backwoods, we were how long to the trail?
Maybe a quarter mile?
Maybe.
Wasn't far.
And that was to get on to Devil Ants. And you went one direction to go to Devil Ants, you went the other direction to go to
Buffalo Mountain.
You followed Devil Ants out, the Devil Ants connector to Rock House. We accessed all three trails. It was perfect location. Unbelievably, just totally happy. But I think you've got plenty of food in Matewan. You've got plenty of food in Williamson. Plenty of food. We never made it to Gilbert on our first trip. We did go to Gary. Right? What was the place? Welch? No.
Man.
Okay.
Yeah.
We did go to Man.
The very top of Rock House.
Yes. And that's where we ate.
Mm-hmm.
Pizza place, if I remember right.
It was a bar.
That was at the trailhead.
That was at Man.
The trailhead.
The trailhead for Rock House
is way north.
It's just outside of town.
Yeah, it's just outside of town, but the trail's pretty long because it zigzags and takes you a little while to get there.
It's like an extension that goes north.
Right. And then there's, what's the town south of that?
Man, and then Gilbert.
Man. So in Man, we went to that pizza. What was that pizza place called? We went there three times the last time. We were at Fire Pit. That's it. Excellent food. Great place. That's in town too. But yeah, anyway, food and everything, spot on, great place to be. I think that pretty much covers that, which brings us to our next point is what trails did you do? Where did you go? Did you go to Hatfield McCoy? Did you go to Windrock? Did you go to Rush? Where else? Because we've only been to Hatfield McCoy and Windrock, right?
And Sunquist.
And yes, man, totally forgot about that. Pioneer, no, yeah, Pioneer, Tennessee. Went to the Sunquist Trails, which a lot of people will say Ride Roll Blue, which Ride Roll Blue's campground. We stayed there. We'll be talking about that in the next video. But yeah, what trails were your first ones? Those were our first ones. And I thought they were like crazy trails, that we were doing crazy stuff. And it seemed like every time we went somewhere else, it seemed like the place we went prior to that wasn't as bad as we thought it was. We were new. I mean, we had no.
We live 30 miles from the beach. It is flat and sandy here.
Yeah, we're in Delaware. We're in Greenwood, Delaware. It's not a secret. Everybody knows. It's flat. There might be a 4-foot elevation change somewhere. But other than that, there's a dog barking. He's our little alarm system. But yeah, it was, every time we go somewhere, we realize the place we were at before wasn't so bad. And when I say bad, I mean like rough trails. We could have been on a green trail, and it was super rough to us because it was just something that we had never experienced before. So, and we do ride by ourselves. So that's something to always take into consideration when you're out riding. Don't do anything crazy. Don't do anything stupid. Because if you're by yourself, you are your own self-help. There is no one there to lend you a hand unless someone comes by. We start riding in the beginning of the week. So sometimes we're there to ride during the weekend. There's a lot more people, but we're there from, we'll just say Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then we're there for the entire week. And there's usually hardly anybody on those trails Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So if we're going to do anything crazy, we usually do it when there's a lot of people around, if we even do that. I don't know if we do anything crazy, but what do you prefer? Do you prefer to ride by yourself? Do you prefer to ride in a group? I find it a little difficult in the summertime because of dust and everything. I mean, if you want to eat dust, if you eat dust, but and then basically, I guess, would you change anything about the side-by-side we have now?
Smoother ride would be nice.
Oh yeah.
It's rough.
Yeah, it's like a brick. Would you get a different side-by-side? Look, she's going to sit here and think about it. She would, because she's actually been eyeballing a Polaris.
If I had my choice, I'd probably get a Polaris.
She's been eyeballing a Polaris. We've been talking about what we would do. I definitely don't want to get rid of the CF Moto. If we got a second machine and she got a Polaris, I feel like it would be a little bit better because we do have another ride out. If something happens, if we break down, something happens, we have another winch. Someone else can get help. Otherwise, we're both in the same vehicle. You have gotten out on some occasions for some of the stuff that I had to climb, that in the videos, I didn't realize it does not show how bad it really is.
It never shows the elevation changes.
You watch a video and it's like it's flat ground, dude. Let's go. Just drive. Like, it's not like that. So it's different. But I wouldn't change anything. We bought our CF Moto. It came with a winch. It came with a roof. And that's about it. And then we bought a front windshield, a back windshield.
The doors.
We bought door lowers. Now, this is something I don't quite understand with side-by-sides. If you're going to build a side-by-side, you're going to produce a side-by-side, put a full door on it, or at least option it out where it comes with a full door in pieces. If you want to take it off, you take it off, whatever. I can't tell you how many, I don't even think I've seen a side-by-side with no doors on it.
Mm-mm.
Everybody wants that coverage. So just put it there. I don't care who the manufacturer is, just put it there. You're putting a door this tall, just go a little bit more. Instead of us having to buy it. But we bought lower doors.
Toolboxes.
Yeah, we had toolboxes in the back. We upgraded. To those of you that have watched some of our videos, you see we upgraded to a trailer tongue box for the back. We do keep a video camera that rolls all the time
Dash cam.
in between us. That is actually a dash camera that records for 18 hours on a disc that's in there. So it is running the entire time the machine is on, just so we don't miss anything. We did have it up front in our earlier 22 videos. Looked like a little fisheye up in the front when we did the Devil Ants Rock House episodes. And then we took it from up front and we put it in the back. That way you can see us in the vehicle.
You can see some of the trees.
See how rough it is. Now you get to see the machine move. So what kind of cameras do you guys use? I see a lot of people using GoPros. It seems like the batteries die all the time. At least with ours, we don't have to worry about that. Now, we do have cameras. We have a bunch of cameras. I got them up there. I don't know how many we have, but we have some that go around the corners. I think it's 11. We have 11 of these little tiny cameras. But those batteries die a lot too. So kind of curious to know what you guys use. But I think that was it. We bought wheels and tires before we went to Windrock, which that'll be on another video. You've probably already seen that too if you've been watching our videos. As of the recording of this video, when does this video come out? This video comes out on January 6th. So we're recording this a few days prior. So we're just over 300 subscribers. We're up from October about 100 subscribers, I think it is. So we don't do any crazy trail riding. We just do cruising the trails, checking things out. We are evolving. Our channel is evolving. So any suggestions that you have, let us know. Do you have anything you want to?
When we see people doing crazy stuff, we stop and watch them.
Yes, we do watch a lot that goes on. So when this comes out, I'm looking at my board up here. It's my little cheat sheet. So when this comes out, you will be watching some of our Windrock series, or in the earlier part of Windrock. And we saw a lot of stuff going on there. We'll talk about a lot of that in the next Trail Yap, but we try not to break our machine. We try not to spend a lot of money on broken parts. Things happen. We've been, knock on wood, we've been pretty good. So hopefully, give us your comments below. Every month we're gonna read your comments. We're gonna see what your answers were to the questions. What got you into riding? Did you rent or buy? What kind of machine did you get? Was it a four-wheeler, side-by-side, Jeep? Where did you go? Was it a campground, cabin, hotel? Do you find places to eat and get fuel difficult? What trails did you do? So we'll be covering all that in next month's video from this one. So comment below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Appreciate everyone who watches our videos. We just did this to upload, to see, to keep it out there so we would at least have it. And I stopped uploading for about 6 months. I just kind of quit because we were out of video or whatever, and I started back again, pretty heavy. So let me know what you think. You got anything else?
No.
All right. Well, I guess until then, we're out of here.